Okay. Okay. I can start this. I'm on my bicycle. Welcome to the Circus of KRS Discussion Live. So, yes, I'm making this video today to discuss this evolutionary circus of Ayanamsas that has come about in literally the last 10 years. Forget last 10 years, I would say the last 20 years. And oh my God, it's like I get dizzy. I get nauseated whenever I have to think about this. And whenever I have to think about Ayanamsha, okay, this is exactly what I think about it. I'm in a carnival. I'm on a one tire bicycle, and I'm waving. People, it is beyond circus. Beyond circus, the debate of Ayanamsha. Why? Because a lot of people were messaging me, commenting me, and then my good friend Vic Dakara made a video on Ayanamsha today. And that's where I just realized, what is happening. What is happening? Okay, so let me show you first why I feel the Ayanamsha discussion. It's not discussion. The Ayanamsha debate is a circus, an astrological circus. So hear me out. Hear he. Okay. 1. Lahiri Ayanamsha. Number 2, Suryasiddhanta Chitra Ayanamsha, Krishnamurti Ayanamsha, Lahiri Ayanamsha, then Suryasiddhanta Revati Ayanamsha, Usha and Shashahi Ayanamsha, Dharuv Galactic Center Middle Mula Ayanamsha, Sasyan Ayanamsha, Hipprakruch Ayanamsha, Fagan Bradley Ayanamsha, B.V. Raman Ayanamsha, Sri Yukteswar Ayanamsha, True Pushya Ayanamsha, Basin Ayanamsha, Babylonian Ayanamsha by P. Hubbard, Babylonian Ayanamsha by J.P. Britton, True Mula Ayanamsha by K. Chandra Hari, Sky Dham Ayanamsha by R. Markadeksh, Ardhra Galactic Plane Ayanamsha, R. Delusi Ayanamsha, Jabhal Kul Ayanamsha. All these reference from astro.com. This is the circus that you will deal with in the world of astrology. It's like I just want to retire right now in Bangoon Islands. And especially then you look at tropical and sidereal Ayanamsha, all these debates. Now the question arises, which one is right? Right? Which one is right? Which one should you follow? I'll give you the answer right now. You know which Ayanamsha you should follow? The one that's going to be discovered in 10 years. In the next 10 years, the one that's going to be discovered, follow that. But wait, hold on. Don't follow that. There's going to be another genius in 20 years from now who's going to come up with an Ayanamsha. Follow that one. Wait, no, hold on. I think there's another one. There's another third genius that's going to come out within 30 years. and is gonna discover the most brilliant Ayanamsha that he's gonna show it to the world. Follow that one. If you're still alive by then, follow that one. My God, stop it. Stop debating, discussing, following. Don't ask me question which Ayanamsha I should follow. I absolutely hate that question. Sure, I'm sure somebody will say that as a fun punt. Which Ayanamsha should I follow? But I will never want to discuss this again. Because first time, when I first started, just 2 years back, 3 years back, I thought there were only like 2 or 3 Ayanamshas. Then I came across all these chunk of Ayanamshas. And this is not to people who debate right now. This is to all these scholars with 20 different Ayanamshas. All these scholars who are here, not here. What are you guys doing? I can come up with an Ayanamsha next year. How about that? Let's come up with a KRS Ayanamsha. What this shows me when I see Ayanamshas, all these Ayanamsha meaning the movement, calculating the movement of the stars. What this first of all shows me, whenever we try to prove astrology based on Ayanamshas, when we try to prove astrology based on Ayanamsha, the number one thing that I see is that this person does not know astrology at all. 100% guarantee they don't know astrology at all. Why? Because astrology is not a science. Yeah, astrology is not a science. Astrology is a super science. You forgot that word super. Super meaning it is beyond your limited blank mind to understand if, when, and how to prove astrology scientific. I guarantee you right now, the rishis up there from a different loka, whether it's Rishi Bhrigu, Parashara, Jaimani, they're all having teas and they're laughing and rolling on the ground right now. This is their entertainment when they see all of these scholars coming up with their Ayanamshas. Because let me tell you right now, what astrology first needs in order for it to be scientific. It needs absolute faith from the astrologer and the client. Absolute faith. What does this mean? This is why it's beyond science. Science has a very limited capacity it operates under. It doesn't know anything beyond than what it can see. What is beyond? You call it spirituality. You call it mysticism. Rishis will call it super science. That is a big issue. You use the word scientific. But the thing is, you must have full on faith on what you are doing. And this will dissolve all the debates and argument about Ayanamsha. Meaning, if you follow a particular Ayanamsha since birth, okay? If you follow a particular Ayanamsha since birth, where right now Saturn is around 28 degrees of Scorpio, 28 degrees of Scorpio. But in your particular Ayanamsha that you learned, Saturn is actually transiting the sign of Aquarius right now for you at 29 degrees. And you're following that. Keep following that. Don't try to let anybody come and say, that's wrong, follow Lahiri sidereal Ayanamsha. If you're following a certain Ayanamsha and I come and I say that, nope, you got to follow Lahiri sidereal Ayanamsha, which I'm following, I would be the biggest idiot and fool that you will come across. Because the super science of astrology says that unless you have faith in what you follow and you have learned, you will not make any correct predictions. A person can make amazing, accurate, to the date predictions with their new Ayanamsha called Alien Ayanamsha, where Saturn is in Aquarius sign right now. Then you will have somebody dedicated to Lahiri sidereal Ayanamsha, and they will make accurate predictions to the date. You will have tropical Ayanamsha, Lahiri tropical Ayanamsha. They will make accurate prediction to the date. Why? Because of the fact their ability to look at a chart and understand planets goes beyond mathematics and beyond this thing called Ayanamsha, which is actually a joke, an absolute circus. If you're, let's say, following, like if let's say you follow tropical Ayanamsha, tropical astrology, and you follow Lahiri Ayanamsha, like Ryan, Wick, Ernest, many people who follow, don't be stupid and a fool to switch it to sidereal Lahiri Ayanamsha. You'll be the biggest fool to do that. But why? Because it shows me you do not have faith in your teacher, in your guru who taught you this. And if you don't have faith in that guru, that teacher, you will never go beyond any Ayanamsha or astrology. That's one level of the super science. So if, let's say, you are a student, started learning from, let's say, Ernst or Vic or Ryan from the beginning, for you to come across a fool like me, an idiot like me, who says, nope, Lahiri sidereal Ayanamsha is the correct, you're wrong, please just stay 100 miles away from people like me. Whatever Ayanamsha you follow sidereal Lahiri Ayanamsha, stick to that if that is what you do. Why? Because let me tell you, as much as we all think, and this is something I'm going to discuss with Vic on his channel in July, I'll be coming because we're just going to have a good fun discussion. As much as you think you have free will, you have less than 5% free will. You have less than 5% free will. And many people do not want to believe these things. Why? Because you want some hope. Like, oh, there's something beyond my axis of surrounding, my limits of surroundings. But again, this is something I will discuss it as an opinion, not as a scientific fact or something. But the moment you were born, let me just say this today. The moment you were born, it was already set how many people will come to you as a client while you will be the astrologer. That's number one. It was already set if you are going to follow Lahiri Ayanamsha sidereal, Lahiri Ayanamsha tropical, BV Raman Ayanamsha sidereal, BV Raman Ayanamsha tropical. It was already set out for you. You are following a path that you are destined to follow. So don't fool yourself. Don't make fools of other people by saying that, well, this Ayanamsha is correct because it's in this book, this literature, this Siddhanta, that, nothing. Follow what your heart believes in, because only then you will make correct predictions. If you do not have faith in what you are following, do not follow astrology then. Because then if you're going to say, oh, I'm switching to Western to sidereal, because I think that's more accurate, or sidereal to Western, while you are already practicing that one thing. In your learning stages is fine, you have to learn something. But once you stick to it, do not change that. Do not steer your path. That is your destiny. But again, if you steer that path, you were destined to steer that path. You see how crazy matrix that is. This is why I say, the things that I know, that I don't discuss because for me, I can understand these things now. But for some people, they would not want to follow it, believe it, use it because they still want something better because they cannot get it. They're stuck in these things. In such a situation, they feel like that free will needs to be there. Fine. But your path is already designed. Whether, let's say at the age of 58, I switch from sidereal to tropical. Whether how much I force myself not to, it will happen if it's supposed to happen. So the people who say, well, I know this guy who makes great predictions from this Ayanamsha. Well, then I know a guy like K and Rao who makes 101% type of accurate predictions from Lahiri sidereal Ayanamsha. I know a person who makes amazing predictions from tropical sidereal Ayanamsha. I mean, Ernest is a brilliant astrologer. He's like a walking library of Jyotish. Why? Because it is beyond this discussion, this nonsensical discussion of Ayanamshas and calculations. If you're stuck in these calculations thing, just to see which astrology you should follow, then you are completely on a wrong path for when it comes to astrology and a meaning of Jyotish and astrology. This is something which is literally the lowest of the bottom of the pecking order when it comes to which astrology you should follow. Follow the one that you are naturally gravitating towards. That's it. Let the ocean of your spirit, the ocean of your soul, guide you to whatever Ayanamsha. Don't have anybody come in and push your boat on this side and the other one's pushing on that side. Just follow one thing and stop discussing it, stop debating it, because this is astrology so beyond idiotic, stupid minds that it might even take 55,000 lifetimes just to get to the next level of what astrology is. Astrology requires super science, meaning the brain has to connect with that seventh chakra ruled by sun and moon to go beyond that to really understand this matrix. So stop debating, oh well, can you see if this Pushya Paksha Ayanamsha is doing something, if this Ayanamsha, my goodness, there will be 10 different scholars in the next 10 years coming up with new 10 Ayanamshas. Don't be a person walking in this carnival circus of Ayanamsha. Because an accurate prediction comes from your full faith with what you have learned. This is why I feel like, wow, I should have just been a tarot reader. There's no Ayanamshas in there. Because there's things beyond your mathematics calculation. Mathematics, according to Birat Parashara Hora Shastra, is just one level. It's this flat plane. You see this flat plane? That's the very first thing, Ayanamsha. You are talking about an ocean above it. You know Mariana Trench, the deepest part of Earth currently right now. That's Ayanamsha. Right at the bottom. On the top comes the ocean that is sitting on top. And here you are just talking about Ayanamsha. And that ocean will not be reached if you do not have faith with what you are learning. Doesn't matter if you are following a tropical sign, sidereal sign. Don't switch. If you switch, yes, you were destined to. It is such a matrix, it's beyond even me. But when I read you guys these 20 Ayanamshas, and I'm pretty sure there's 5-6 more that I'm missing that were not listed here. It is a circus. So don't follow the circus. Follow what you find to be good. Wherever, like your heart chakra. Heart chakra is something which speaks to you. Just makes you fall in love with it. What made you fall in love with it? For me, what made me fall in love with astrology is when I finally learned about houses and signs and planet. But it came through not Western system, but through Lahiri sidereal system. That's what my heart gravitated towards. That is who I am. That is who I will be for God knows how long. But for me to sit here and then write articles, well, this Ayanamsha is correct, that Ayanamsha is correct, I will be a clown in the circus. Simple. Now, let me give my 2 cents on what Ayanamsha should be. And I all want you to do this. Okay, so you're saying, I'm still not getting, what's your logic? You're against Ayanamsha. Choosing wrong Ayanamsha leads to loading wrong plan. Again, you need to watch my whole video. You have no clue what I'm talking about here. You have no clue what I'm talking about here. You don't know what I'm talking about, so don't say that, because I'm like on the edge right now with these discussions of Ayanamsha. Absolute bullshit. Ayanamsha, absolute bullshit, clownic experiences that I'm getting in the past month or so. I don't know why. But let me show you what Ayanamsha is. Tonight, I want you guys to do this. Those who love me, those who follow me. Let's forget there's ever anything called astrology. Let's forget there's anything called Ayanamshas. Let's forget there was something called Bhrat Parashara Hora Shastra. Any classic. Become that first human being who thought of the cosmos as the connection to our lives on the ground. Become that very first human being. Very first human being that ever did. Whether it was 50,000 years ago or 10,000 years ago. So if I'm that human being, what will I do? That first human being that was just sitting under a candle lamp eating my bread and soup. And I'm like, you know what? Something up there is controlling us down here. What is it? Well, that's the very first spark of that first official astrologer would be that person. But what will that person do now? Let's say I'm that person. What am I going to do is I'm going to make sure I get my good sleep during the day. I get my good sleep during the day. At night, I'm going to start waking up all night. I'm going to go outside and I'm simply going to look up. And I'm going to see what is transiting in front of my eyes. I don't know if Earth is flat. I don't know if Earth is round. I don't know if Earth is square. I don't know. I don't give a rat's ass where the summer solstice is, winter solstice is, vernal equinoxes. I absolutely don't care. I'm that very first astrologer. Remember, I'm the first person to curiously think about that. For me, it's about what my eyes are seeing. I couldn't care less what your mathematics say. I absolutely don't care what your calculators say. That it has to be this degree, that degree, and this, it has to be starting from this Paksha and that. No, I'm just going to look at the night. So now I look, and after spending one whole year at night, I finally figure out that, oh my God, that one speck that I'm seeing is actually a planet. What planet is that? Well, I go and meet my other friends who are curious like me. One gives me an idea. You know what? What if we magnify somehow and we can look at what it is? Well, I can make that with a glass. Yes, do it! Okay, so we group of enlightened beings now coming together. One creates this wood-made telescope where now I can faintly see this Jupiter coming alive, very faintly. And I can see maybe a little bit of the storms. I'm like, oh my God, that's a planet. Okay, I just discovered Jupiter. But look at it from my eyes, from where I'm standing. From where I'm standing, when I look up at the sky, where exactly this Jupiter is. What constellation this Jupiter is. Forget any idiotic scientific ideas that you got to calculate the curvature of the earth. You got to calculate the wobbly of the earth. I don't know nothing of this. I'm a stupid dumbass person who thinks there's something linking up the stars and heavens to the ground. That's who I am right now. So I don't care about all these crap. So if I'm sitting on the ground, on a flat ground, looking up, where is that fainted planet that we just discovered as Jupiter? Where exactly is transiting? Oh, I always see it's transiting into this particular set of stars, and now it's slowly in the middle of that star, and now it's slowly next to this one other star. That means it's moving in front of these dots that I'm seeing. Okay, wow, we got to make sure we got to record it, that this particular pattern, Jupiter is right now today. We do our calculations for 20 years. We come up with the fact that it's transiting in third section of this zodiac sign called Aries. That's Ayanamsha. There's no curvature of the earth, or where the winter solstice is, or where the vernal equinox happens, or where the longest day of the summer, and all that is secondary. It's simply what your eyes see, the soul believes. That's why they say eyes are the windows to the soul. That is your Ayanamsha that you should follow. Forget everything else. Forget all of these scholars that I listed here. They have literally confused the population. If there's one bad thing they all did, they confused the population. Follow the Ayanamsha that you see in your sky. Go out tonight. There are apps now that tell you exactly where you're standing, what you're looking at. Look and observe. See, when you see that dot as Saturn, look what is around that dot. My God, that's it. That is who you are as a human being. You are the astrologer as a human being. It like drives me goddamn nuts when I see these people coming up with their own deluded, convoluted meanings of where the Ayanamsha needs to be, what degree a planet needs to be. I mean, and this is like, I'm so mad right now because I feel for you all. The reason why I'm making this video, because I feel for you all, because you all are being confused. What the hell are we supposed to follow? He's saying this, he's saying that, he's giving me this, he's giving me that example. Follow what the sky tells you. That's your Ayanamsha. Call it the sky Ayanamsha. What you see with your naked eye. Follow that. Follow what this says. This heart chakra, the fourth house, house of knowledge, follow that. That will give you, that is your biggest guru, the teacher that'll tell you. But if you have a teacher who you're learning from right now, who you have gave an oath that I will learn from you, stick to that Ayanamsha, stick to those rules, and blank out everything else. Give the middle finger to all of them. Right there, I'm giving it. All of you, I don't give a shit what you are trying to tell me. I'm going to follow what my guru says. I'm going to follow what my guru Ernest says, what my guru Vic says, or what my guru K.N. Rao says. Nobody will come between me and what I'm following from my guru. And there's a good side to the internet. There's a worse side to the internet where it will confuse the shit out of you. Do you know I can write an article on my website tomorrow with a brand new Ayanamsha, and some idiot will read that on my website and will start following it without knowing who I am, without knowing what my qualifications are, without knowing what my belief systems are. They don't know what I'm trying to do. Maybe I'm trying to play a game of manipulation. So stop following every new thing that you come across. Follow what your heart is telling. Follow what you're destined to follow. That's it. Don't follow 20 goddamn Ayanamsha and then follow and have like 30 different answers. Stick to one and shut up and just concentrate. No need to have anybody tell you where to go. Go where you need to. Follow what you need to. That's the very first rule of making good, accurate prediction. Have faith in what you see on your screen or on your book or on your manually made horoscope. So, because I'm really pissed. I am so pissed. It's like, oh man, today, like, I can rip apart I can take this entire shelf and throw it out because I'm so pissed of how confused the audience are becoming about Ayanamsha. Stick to one, follow it for life. Because if you don't have faith in what you believe in, no predictions will ever come true for you. Stick to one thing and go beyond Ayanamsha. Talk to the planets. If somebody gave you, let's say you recited a mantra of Saturn 10,000 times, okay? Somebody wrote down as a client in front of you, Saturn in Taurus, okay? They wrote down Saturn in Taurus in front of you. You will be able to rip apart their entire life without making a horoscope, without writing any degrees, without writing any nakshatra next to Saturn, just Saturn. A client will write Saturn, will show it to you. And you look at it. You'll be like, your life is like this. This is how your father was. You will get married here. That is super science. A person can look at your hand and say you were born at this time. You think they're looking at some Ayanamsha on your palm? No, it is beyond these conversations, these drunk Friday night conversations of Ayanamsha. What to follow, what not to follow. So I just want to make this because I feel for all of you who are confused, who are wanting to know the answer. The answer lies with what do you feel? I will ask you today. Where do you think your Saturn should be right now? Do you think your Saturn should be in Scorpio, Sagittarius, or Capricorn? See what your brain resonates with. Who are you attracted to learn from? And that is it. That is your path. Because I can show you people who have made 100% accurate prediction from tropical Western astrology. Forget even Vedic astrology. And you know plenty of Vedic astrologers, brilliant Vedic astrologers, made 100% accuracy to the date about prediction, like S.K. Mehta, the great Sri K.N. Rao. Is there something wrong with them? No, because then people will make arguments, well, these guys were psychics. No, they were not psychics. They were just beyond your stupid scientific analysis. They are the super scientists. This is what Ayanamsha is. This debate needs to end. It needs to shut down. It needs to be like locked with a chain, put in heavy weights, and throw them right on top of the Mariana Trench. Because this is where you will never find your astrological destiny and your astrological answers with Ayanamsha ever. I can say this today and sign it. And I can stamp it. You will never find answer to accurate predictions through Ayanamsha. So anyway, I mean, I'm even beyond pissed than what you see right now on screen. It's staggering. It surprises me how pissed I am right now. So anyway, that's my take. So I will never answer any more Ayanamsha questions. Which one should you follow? Whatever you feel like, just follow that.